Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Used to be okay. So, can you hear me? I think it's ممكن لازم أعلي صوتي مش عارف. Yeah. Okay. But higher? مش عارف وين higher هون. Okay, هيك منيح. It's the same. No? مش عم بلقط الصوت. عم بلقط لا صح؟ Okay. Hello. Hello. ما بعرف. زي كأنه مش معك صح؟ Hello. No. Hello. 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 No.
Okay, just keep it on the
Okay, put it wherever you want.
Yeah, good job.
Okay.
Check. Yeah.
Hello. No. Huh? Hello. Ah, it's better. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay. So thank you everyone for coming, and thank you Ahmed for the amazing introduction. Like he was saying things that I like almost forgot. So yeah, thank you. Okay, so in this talk, it's gonna be like like a very light-hearted storytelling talk. I will just show you my work at the beginning, and then I'm gonna be just like the guy who traveled around, and then he will just show you the pictures of his travel. That's it. But I think I'll be talking about each photo that is taken from my trip around the Arab world. Okay, that started in 2015, and I think while I'll be talking about like my work and the photos and the experiences and the people and everything, you'll get my message. Okay, like I don't have like a clear message that I wanted to say, but maybe after the talk I will get like the message with you. Okay, so I will start with this project. Okay, this project is somehow a summary of my trip around the Arab world, because I was like taking photos while I was touring. At the same time, I wanted to make a project out of these photos. So I let's say combined calligraphy, okay, with these photos. So this photo is taken in Beirut. It's actually the first photo that I started with this project. I don't have a project in mind. I just do something and then it evolves. So I started with this photo and I liked it. So like I started like to do more of it. It's the chronological order is not like right. For example, this one is in Tunis in the Marché Central, the central market for vegetables and food and everything. And it says Allah Ghalib. In Tunis, whatever you say, like they just say Allah Ghalib. Okay, so at the beginning I was like, when I used to get in taxis and they keep talking and I didn't understand Tunisian back then, so I just used to reply Allah Ghalib. So yeah, and it worked. So this is also from Tunis, the Marché Central. It has the Sheikh Imam song البحر بيضحك ليه. Okay. So Tunis is known to be, they call it Tunis al-Khadra, so like the green Tunisia. But in Tunis, you always, like, of course, it's green, but at the same time, it's really just white and blue everywhere. So when I traveled to Tunisia, I think it was like May 2017, like my eyes really got to white and blue. And when I went back home to Jordan, the colors was really annoying because in Tunisia it's like this white and blue, and you see it everywhere, and you get used to it, and it's really nice. This is a Tunisian proverb. You see how much I like Tunisia. It says قلبي حشيشة كلاتا بقرة, which is my heart is a it's a herb that was eaten by a cow. Okay, this is Sidi Bou Said fort, and the mountain over there on the left, it's called Bougarnin. It's like it has 2 horns. You see it everywhere in Tunisia. This is in Beirut. This is in Sayyida Zainab Mosque in Cairo. So, like Sufis usually say the word madad. It's a religious thing. They ask for, I don't know, for help or whatever. But at the same time, the word madad is like, so just lying on the ground. So the people were just like sleeping in the mosque. So it's like, and like in each photo I can say something. For example, in this mosque, the experience was completely different from any mosque that I have ever visited. I don't know if you visited like Sayyida Zainab area. It's a very, like, they have mazar for the Sayyida Zainab. It's like a place they visit, and they go there and they do, I don't know, weird stuff. They have like parsley, okay, and they stand next to her tomb, and they say random things. I don't know, like for me it was and the smell and the lighting and the details, and when you get inside this mosque, they take your shoes and put it inside the box and put a lock on it. Okay, so it doesn't get stolen. But when you go out, you pay for it. Okay. This is from the studio, my studio in Amman. I did this on a sheet of glass. I love my studio in Amman. It's the main thing that keeps me connected to Amman. It's like whenever I go there, I manage to become productive and understand myself, and take a break and reflect on whatever happened in my travel. This is in Alexandria. It's a poetry by my sister. And this is like one of my favorite buildings in Tunisia. The first time I saw it, it reminded me of Grandizer. I don't know if you know it. So I wrote the lyrics of the Ali Ali Batal Fleet, the song, the intro song. And this is in Alexandria as well. It's a famous song by Muhammad Abdul Wahab, Safar Wahdak. This is in Kuwait. It says, for the people who don't read Arabic, it's like, visit me once a year, something like this. And this is poetry by a Lebanese poet. I forgot her name. And the building is in Kuwait. It says, my memory is like a window that has no view, something like that. Okay. So here's another project. It's almost the same. and this one was more experimental. Like I didn't have like a certain message, and sometimes the photos are not mine. Sometimes they are illustrations. Sometimes they are like digital paintings. And actually, the words like daya and isolated, I actually did these works in a period where I like a bit like isolating myself in my studio in Amman, like for around like 3 months. So like it came natural. This is like faragh, emptiness. I just like we're playing around here, especially with the lighting. I wanted to do a series like all the vegetables, but I just did these 3. Okay, this one as well. This is from a valley in Jordan, near to a city called Tafila, and this is completely experimental. This is in Tunisia, and like above a very small village called Tekruna. It has only 5 people living in it. And there's like no hotels, no Airbnb, no nothing. And there's like one cafe there, and Tunisia is not touristic at all. Like they don't give a shit about tourism. So they just like they have the most beautiful places, but they just don't care. This is a photo from a friend of mine, Kuwaiti friend. Now she's studying in the U.S. So she took this photo in the desert. What's the name of it? You know, the desert in the U.S. Arizona. Yeah. Okay, this is in Tunisia, in Tunis. So over there is a hotel, and next to it there's a bar. It has this amazing view. There's also Tunisia, Sidi Usaid. Okay, these are one of my latest art prints that I completed 2 months ago when I was in Amman. The idea was to usually in all of like Arab families, Muslim families' houses, they have these wordings, religious wordings like Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, and it became less religious and more traditional. Like everyone says Inshallah, everyone says Alhamdulillah. It's like yeah. So I wanted to have like a contemporary take on these wordings, and at the same time I combined them with this specific art style from Iran. It's called Gul or Morgh, which means flowers and birds. Yeah. So any Iranians here? No. Okay. So yeah, this is mashallah. Subhanallah. This is Jordanian. This is Allah Yas'ad Allah. It's, I can't explain it. Like one guy was like, "Can you translate this to me? Is it Allah makes Allah happy?" And there's like, "Okay, maybe." So these are like a limited 40 limited edition out of 40. Now like I'm printing them in Amman and Tunis and shipping worldwide. So if you're interested, just maybe. This is inshallah. This is like the tests. This is in Tunis. These are the actual prints. Okay, now we go to type design. this is the first one that I published with my type foundry, Abjad. It's called Swisra. It was meant to be the match, the Arabic match for Helvetica. And Helvetica means Swiss type, or Swiss, it means Swiss, okay? So back then the designer, he wanted to call it Helvetia, which means Switzerland. But the time foundries, they were like, no, you can't call it after, you can't call a typeface after a country. So I was like, no, I'm gonna call it after, it's like Switzerland. That's the name. Okay, the originality of it back then was like, it has 8 weights from ultralight, thin, light, normal, medium, bold, heavy, black. Slow down? Okay, because we have lots of things to. And also, the idea was to like focus on the Swiss design in posters as well. So I focused not only on the typeface but the posters as well. This is from the like there is a movie called Helvetica, and the famous designer Massimo Vignali, he just says "Say I love you" in Helvetica, or say it in Helvetica Light if you're fancy and like imaginary, but if you want your love to be strong, say it in Helvetica Bold. It's like, which means like Helvetica, with Helvetica you can say anything, like. Okay, so then there's mulsaq, which is it means poster in Arabic. The idea of this typeface was to make a typeface for posters, okay? And in posters, like we always need the full caps, okay? And in Arabic we don't have the full caps, so the idea was to play with the proportions of the Arabic letters to make it give this blocky feeling. It came in these 3 extreme weights. It's like either too light or too bold. And it covered many scripts. And it has like so many open type features. Like you can see the letters can change. Okay, and I also completed a series of posters with a friend of mine, Samar Zreq. She did the illustration and I did the posters. And this is from the studio, my studio in Amman. Okay, another font is called Lafish. It's inspired from the movie posters in Egypt. They used to call it Lafish. It's the French word for poster. It has like these 5 weights, and they are named in slang Egyptian. So like Msalwa is the light. There is Adi, and Kalbaz is very bold. So I wanted to have like a practical ruqa typeface that sits on a line, that can be that has weights, it has open type features. Because usually in the ruqa it's slants. The baselines keep on slanting, and it's very like fluid and smooth. So I designed like another version out of it. And it had like a big set of ligatures What other open type features? Okay, this is Hindrostomp. It's actually another project that I did. It's called Archive الخط. Okay, the idea was to archive letterings from the past, especially like between the 40s, 50s, 60s, like 70s, before the computer. Like the calligrapher used to do like a lot of lettering experiments, and like you can find them in magazines. So this is the original one, and I just it's just the title of the magazine. So I took it and created the complete font out of it. So these are like see, they used to play a lot with the lettering. Okay, so this is the font. The idea also of this this platform is to create affordable fonts. All of these fonts are for $5 only. Okay, so the slogan of the platform was 5-star fonts for $5. Okay, this is another font from the archive. It's inspired from Muhyiddin al-Abbad. He's like the godfather of Arabic graphic design. This is his like lettering style. I took it and created the complete font out of it. It's like very specific. It's very playful. Okay, and it's just for $5. This is another. This is the Wajha project. It's like I will not show you all of the work, because I want to get to the story of my travel. So this is the last project. If you want to see more of my work, you can see it on Behance, AlMasri. So this is the Wajha project. The idea of Wajha, I started with Hussein Al-Azat. We started in like 2012. We wanted to help like small businesses, small shops, by designing their identity and signage for free. So this is one of the shops. It's for a barber. It's called Abu Ahmad. So this is the old sign. And this is Abu Ahmad. And his barber, like his shop, is located on a staircase in Amman, so it's a bit hidden. We wanted to highlight it more. So this is the updated design. And we installed like another one at the entrance of the stairs. And we created this Uncle Sam, come and shave. Or I want you to shave. So, and at the same time, we collaborated with this amazing calligrapher. Like he's a friend of ours. We love him. He's a very friendly guy, and he's a genius. We collaborated with him to do the sign. We just gave him the design on a mobile phone, and he transferred it to like a big sign. I also, like I'll talk in a bit, I collaborated with him on other projects, and I also do an Airbnb experience in Amman at his shop. Show you the pictures later on. We also did these directional sign, like graffiti in 5 languages in Amman, because the downtown is very touristic. So all of the tourists, like they saw one at a time, like they're not next to each other. So all of the tourists thought that Abu Ahmad speak his own language, like Italians, and then just they go and discover that Abu Ahmad only speak Arabic. And this was actually one of the most successful projects for Wajha in terms of the elevation of the business, because the barber shop got really popular, and you know, it's a very pop shop, just like for men. So with time, we used to go there and find women, hippie women, cutting their heads. Okay, this is, I think, 2013. This is Hussein and me. Okay, so let's move to my travel story in the Arab world. Okay, so in 2015, August, I decided to quit my full-time. And like I didn't have like a strict plan, so I asked. I was working at Syntax. It's one of the best branding agencies in Amman, and it was a really nice experience. I stayed there for 3 years. It was the only place for me that I could do like a full time. But with time, I was let's say. A bit bored from the full time, and you need to ask for a vacation every time you want to travel, and it didn't work with my lifestyle. So I asked them for a 1-month vacation. It's like unpaid, okay? And I was like, I will try it for 1 month and see how it will go. So I don't know what happened, but like everything was like giving me a sign that khalas, leave. It's like I got lots of work. I came up with so many ideas, and I was so happy. I felt like every day is like a weekend. So I wake up every day like at 10, at 11. That was the beginning. Like I was enjoying it. Okay, I felt very happy. So I felt that okay, like house, I can quit my full time. So I sent them an email that. Thank you for everything. No, I'm just khas. I'm quitting. But I told them I need another 2 unpaid months. So it's like I wanted to try another 2 months. So if it didn't work, I will go back. And they said no. You either stay with us or leave. So I left. That was in September, and I started my first workshop, type design workshop in Amman, and it was very successful. Like even some designers and artists traveled from Saudi Arabia to and did it in Amman, and it was really successful, and I made lots of money out of it. So I was like, "Khalas, I can be free. I will do workshops," and it started in Amman. So then I met Ahmed. Like he came for a visit in Amman, and he was like, "Okay, why don't you come and visit me in Cairo?" And I was telling him that, yeah, like my little brother wanted and sister, they wanted to travel, so I will have to travel with them, and khalas, I'll make Cairo the destination. Although they wanted Istanbul, but I said no, Cairo is better. So I went with them just like for the sake of my brother and sister, but I was really shocked. In Cairo, I didn't expect it to be like that, and I fell in love just like the first day. This is, I think, my first photo. I also took it this year again, so from a different angle, but everything is the same. This is 2015. I will show you the 2018. So this is the. I don't know if you can go like this. Okay, perfect. Okay, so when I went to Cairo, it was supposed to be 5 days. Okay, that was the plan. I sent my brother and sister back to Amman. I extended for another month, so I stayed in Cairo at Ahmed's place, and it was really amazing because like I managed to give many talks and workshops and get to meet like many people, not only from Egypt, because Cairo is like is the hub of the Arab world. I got to meet people from all around the Arab world, like from the Gulf, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, even like Tunis. Like all of my friends, actually, most of them, I met them in Cairo. And I made like many connections, so I managed to to come up with this lifestyle where I freelance and I do fonts, but at the same time I travel and give workshops. And it was like a nice lifestyle. It was good money. Everything was perfect. Okay, so I'll show you some of the photos that I took in Cairo. I was really fascinated by the signage on the level of production, the experimentation, everything. It was really inspiring. Even it's like it's a, I don't know, it's a parallel universe. In Egypt they say الواقع فشخ الخيال, which means reality is beyond your imagination. It's really there. Like when you go to Cairo, you can't really imagine it. It's a parallel universe. Like they have their own common sense. Okay, so for example, this is a tuk-tuk. Okay, the tuk-tuk, it's in India as well, but in Cairo, it's on another level. It's super dangerous. Okay, it's like they drive very, very fastly, very, very crazy. And this photo is taken in a place called Bula al-Dakrur. Okay, now, like, okay, Cairo is a parallel universe, but inside it there are like also like other parallel universes. Okay, for example, this one, it's called منطقة عشوائية. Okay, when you take a look on a Google map, you will see like Cairo. Okay, normal street like this, and then there is like a railway, and after it there is this Bula Dakrur, and then suddenly the Google map is like this. It's like grid. So they have their own government. The police don't enter there. Okay, and they have their own elections. They build their houses on their own, and of course drugs everywhere. It's a very, very dangerous area. And the moment, like, okay, this is the railway, and you pass through a bridge, and when you enter, you really notice the difference in the air. It's like it's really dirty. Like you see the dirt in the air. Yani, it was a crazy experience. Okay, so this is in Left Bank, in Cairo and Zamalek. So basically, that was my life. I used to take my laptop and design fonts from several places, several cafes. This is where I stayed in Kuwait. It's the place of my friend Yusuf. So the nice thing back then, which is something that I really felt in the Arab world, I was making friends like super fast and in a very nice way. Like everyone was really welcoming, and also in Kuwait I was supposed to stay for 3 days for the CAAD conference. I also extended for another 10 days because another friend like Ahmed, he was like, oh no, don't leave, you can stay. And I stayed at his place for another 10 days, and the same thing happened. Like I made new connections, new friends. Okay, so in December 2015, I came back to Amman after I spent a month in Cairo and 10 days in Kuwait, and I was like, خلاص, that's it, I'm leaving Amman. I packed all of my stuff. I put my apartment on Airbnb. It was like a really big step for me in life. Okay, I've never imagined myself like renting my own apartment, my own books, my own objects to anyone else. It was like very weird for me at the beginning, but then like I changed. Like, you know, like I evolved into someone else. It was like, yeah, so what? Like no one will like I'm a control freak. I like like if you visit me in Amman, I always like look at all of the objects. Yeah, hello visited. Okay, so I went to like January 2016. I took a decision. I moved to Cairo. This is like 5th January. Now these are like random photos, inspiration for me in Cairo. This like for me, it's like a very vintage ad. I think it was done in the 60s. It shows how much like Cairo is. It was like a, I don't know. It's a cosmopolitan city. Like everything is big. Like they used to do ads like this. Like Amman is nothing like this. So as I told you, in Cairo, I started really to make connections. The first like one of the first connection was in Qatar, Virginia Commonwealth University. They contacted me. They also wanted to do like a workshop and a talk. So I went there. I did it. It was very nice. This is at Ahmed's place with Professor Rayyan Abdullah, also like a very important contact. You will never meet this guy in the street, yani, or in a conference or anything. But he's a friend of Ahmed, and like he's like a big hit in design. So, but I was like, oh, I took a photo with Rayyan Abdullah. Okay, so this is also a type design workshop that I did in Cairo. This one in Jeddah. So I was just traveling around the world. Like, okay, I just give type design workshops. Okay, this is one of after Ahmed kicked me out of his place. I moved to this place. So I was just moving around like houses in Cairo, and so that was in Dubai. Then I went to Beirut, also workshop. Type design. It's at Warak. Warak اللي هو it's like a design space in Beirut. And then as I started like to get to know people from around the Arab world, I started to collaborate with them. This is a Lebanese illustrator, Maya Fidawi. So she did the illustration on the photo and I did the calligraphy. Okay. Now in September 2016, I was fed up of Cairo. I couldn't take it. It was too much for me. It's like I couldn't. I went back to Amman. Actually, I went back in, I don't know, I think in June. So I stayed like home for almost like a month or two, 1 month and a half. Like I saw no one. I wanted just to understand what happened with me in the past 6 months. It was like a really important experience. So in September, I went back to Amman. This photo is taken in the 100 poster, 100 best Arabic poster competition. So I won 3 posters, and also I won another 3 in this round, 2018. Okay, this is Amman. Like, well, I was sitting on the balcony trying to clean the Cairo shit I had. Okay, this is another collaboration with Maya. This is another place that I stayed in Cairo. Like, for example, I can talk for an hour about my host. Her name is Aya Tariq. Well, she changed me. She's an extreme person. Like, I'll tell you like very shortly, just like the intro. So I went to her place, and she's an amazing graffiti artist. She's very, very well known. So like I arrived at 7 a.m. in the morning. She was out. So I woke up and I opened the door. I found her. She was like this. So I shook hand with her. And she was like, rule number 1. Like, oh, don't eat my food. It's like, okay. Okay, so she was like a very, very difficult person. But like these people in Cairo are really interesting. And it was really like a really nice experience with her. Okay, this is signs from Cairo. Okay, so I think November 2016, I went back to Cairo for a workshop, and it was different. I was collecting magazines and objects, and like these are the books from Muhyiddin Labad. For example, the Archive al-Khatt project, it all came out of Cairo. If I've never made it to Cairo, I will never come up with Archive al-Khatt, or to like find the books of Muhyiddin Labad. Another collaboration. This is a photographer from, she's Egyptian, but she lives in Kuwait. A Bahraini photographer, she lives in Dubai. Masha'il, film by Masha'il is her account. Okay, this is Cairo. As you can see, there are like so many resources that you can get only in Cairo. Okay, Abu Dhabi, early 2017. So like somehow I managed to keep, even if I was like back in Amman, I managed to keep the, let's say, the Arab world lifestyle connections. So I kept on moving and giving workshops. Then I like came here to Sharjah. I came to Sharjah with Mobius. We gave like a Wajha workshop early 2015 in a barber shop. Like we did a really successful project in Sharjah here, Wajha. Okay, so early 2017, I was like, okay, what's next? Khalas, okay, I did workshops, I did type design, I did graphic design, whatever. I wanted, like, I went super crazy. I thought I'm a prophet or something. I don't know what happened. I was so inspired. I had like so many projects. As Ahmed said, I was, for example, this is like friends of ours. They have a restaurant called Joe's Hand. So I wanted to go out of design, like go out of my way. I worked as a waiter there, and then I came up with my pop-up cafe. Okay, this is a menu that I did for them. There's another menu. So I wanted actually to, because type design, it locks you in with the screen, you know, even graphic design and branding. So for me, it was very important to go out, like to meet people, to work with people, to do some like other stuff than design. So this is another project. It's like never completed. I think I started 6 or 10 projects at the same time. This is like what food magazine I wanted to do with a friend of mine. So of course, we never completed it. Okay, this is the pop-up cafe. I managed to keep this project. Like I started to take all of, like, as you can see, it's like that all of these are my tools. Like even you know, the coffee beans, the tea, the glasses, the water heating device, the Chemex, everything. I used to put them in a bag and pop up in different places in Amman to like present decent coffee and tea. This is the poster, first one that I made for Maqa X. It's the name of the pop-up cafe. Another poster. So I was having fun. I was making my own events, my own posters. It was also good money as well. Okay, this is another project. It's called Wast al-Balad Maps. I wanted to make an interactive Google map for Arab downtowns. Like I wanted to start with Amman and then Cairo to have an alternative map. So you will see underground places with this map. It's a normal Google map, but it will show you underground places, just the capitals. Like I wanted to travel all around the Arab world and document the underground places through photos and audio. So, for example, this is like a sign, like different signs for the same doctor. this one is with computer. Okay, then May, I made it to Tunis, Tunisia. I fell in love. It's like, okay, خلاص, I want to live there. But it took me time. Tunis was completely different from the Arab world. It's also it's a parallel universe. It's like they're very slow. They are very chill. Like the time is completely different. For example, even like if you travel from Dubai to Tunis, for example, the first thing in the airport, you want to take your bag, right? You will stand there, like you will find people standing like this, waiting for their bag. Like they're used to it, you know. You will wait for 20 minutes until the bag comes out, and the bags come out like this. Okay, so this is the first thing that you will encounter in Tunis. You will understand the difference in rhythm. But for me, it was more like me. Cairo was very fast. I'm in Amman, it's in between. Tunis is very slow, but I managed to like find myself, the slow rhythm, slow life now is amazing. So Tunis is visually also very inspiring. For example, okay, like this will give you an idea about the Tunisians. These are not patterns; they repeat it. Like it's the same painting, but they repeat it. You know, they don't have a stencil. They just like draw it over again and again and again on all the stair. Yeah, it's like imagine like you need to have lots of patience to do that. Okay, Tunis. Okay, now this photo says a lot about Tunisians as well. Tunisians are not competitive at all. Okay, they name the shop just they give you the functionality, coiffeur. That's it, like no name. Okay, it's just a coiffeur. That's all what you need. Okay, this is another one, coiffeur. Okay, he's writing his name in a very small font here. I don't know, like maybe it's Munji. Okay. But it's not important. The important is coiffeur, hala. So really Tunisians are really different from our region. They have like a different perspective on life, and it was really refreshing for me. See, just like بيع وتصليح أحذية, functionality. It's no name for the shop, no family names. It's the exact opposite of Cairo. Like in Cairo, you will go the street, you will find like signs are attacking you from everywhere with like names. Okay, and they have, for example, each house has a name, but not the name of the owner. They come up with a name. For example, this house is called Dar Nisyan, the house of what's forgetting, yeah. Losing memory. Yeah. Okay. So that was in August 2017. I went to this neighborhood. Okay. I never knew that this will be my neighborhood. And like 1 year after, almost, I found my house there. Okay. This is one of the collaborations I did in Tunis with a brand, like a fashion brand called اليوم. Which is اليوم يعني اليوم. This is a t-shirt collection. Oops. It's شعب الهريسة. In Tunis, like whatever is the food, there is harissa. Harissa is like a chili paste, and they get like very angry if you tell them no harissa. Like no harissa, okay. They will just give you a little bit of it. No, you can't. Okay, so after Tunis, I went back to Amman. I wasn't still like sure that I want to move to Tunisia or not. Amman. In March, I took the decision. Like, خلاص, I'll go to Tunisia. These are some photos. This is my partner in work in Tunisia, Amina Ammoniak. Like we completed several projects together in design, art, branding. Very chill. They just like, you will find old people just sitting, contemplating the sea all the time. See, they're very chill. So in June, I went back to Cairo. I missed it. The same photo, same everything. And yeah, I found in June. I found also my new apartment. It's this one. It's a really nice aquarium in the middle of the jungle. So I work in the front of an olive tree. So then I was like in the summer. I didn't like complete. I wasn't working at all. It was like I just like having fun all the time. Just like going to the sea, eat, rest, the sea, play, party. That's it. It's Tunisia. Okay, then last September I went back to Amman to it's like I made peace with Amman as a concept, as an idea. So like I made peace with the idea that I'll be living in between Tunis and Amman. And yeah, this is the Airbnb experience that I'm doing there. So for me, I was like, okay, I'm living in Tunis, but I don't want to lose my connection with Amman. It's still my city. I want to like keep doing projects there. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. Any questions? You can say, yeah. No plan. Always no plan. Yeah, I think this is the best thing I've ever done. It's like no plans, and plans keep popping up. Now I'm waiting for my Turkish passport, and like will keep touring more. Maybe Iran is my next destination. Yeah. Sorry? Yeah, I went to Europe, but I didn't like it. No. I went to Germany and Czech Republic. For me, it's very cold, like emotionally cold. It's like Arab world is much better for me. I don't know. Yeah.
Did you study type design calligraphy under someone, or?
Calligraphy, yeah, type design on my own. Calligraphy, like I took classes with some like master calligraphers in Amman. Yeah.
Do you think type design is connected to calligraphy?
Of course. Everything, even graphic design, is super connected to calligraphy. One of actually the worst things in the Arab education in general in all the universities that they don't teach like not the theory of calligraphy, not the practice itself. Like the young generation of graphic designers, they know, I know, like European, Swiss designers, but they don't know Arab calligraphers, because the calligraphers, they used to be the designers. And up until now, we're 2018, and it's hopeless. I know. I hope like one day this change, but yeah, we're very disconnected from our roots when it comes to graphic design, especially. Yeah, it's enhancing, it's getting better, but still, yeah, lots of work to be done. Other questions? Yeah. myfonts.com. Yeah, my fonts. It's like the largest database in America for selling fonts. You search for Abjad Type Foundry, you will find it. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.